Hey everybody, it's Jimmy and Ange. Ange, what we're talking about today is there's a lot of younger and younger people moving to Florida, and it's becoming noticeable.
Yes,
I'm
very
talking about
noticeable.
like people that are from 21 to 35 years old.
Yeah.
You know, Florida used to be the retirement capital.
Yeah, old people.
Okay, but it's not, believe it or not, it's not anymore. People are actually retiring in Florida and moving out to other states. So stay till the end because I'll tell you what state they're moving to right now. But I'm noticing more and more young people.
Yeah, I've noticed it too. Yeah, I see them everywhere.
Yeah, in the stores, especially if you go to Starbucks. Yeah, that's a younger hangout place. But so I did a bit of research, and there's a lot of reasons why they're moving here. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Why are young people moving to Florida? Is this the new hotspot for young people?
I think it is.
So that's what we're going to talk about. In the meantime, if you like this kind of content, do me a favor, consider subscribing. It really helps out. So, like, okay, you're into, you know, remember back in the day, it's like, oh, I want to be a movie star, I want to be an actress, whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to Hollywood.
Yeah, okay.
Hollywood or New York to go to the plays or whatever, right?
Okay.
But now those were the hot spots. Oh, you want to be an actor? And like I went to California a lot in the 90s and even late 80s and stuff. And I think every waiter and waitress was
a wannabe actor or actress, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's still that way, to be honest with you.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, still that way.
Even though it's so hard to make it in the industry.
It is, because you know what it is? It's kind of this weird thing, and like it's a feast of famine. And it's very hard to like decide what's going to be a hit, like, you know, and who can be in it, especially with like all the streaming services. They all have, like, Hulu makes their own television shows, Amazon makes their own television shows. So there's so much product out there, and you could get in a sitcom or a drama, and if it becomes a hit, you just became a multimillionaire overnight.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So, but anyway, so Florida is becoming a hotspot.
Yeah, well, Florida definitely is. It's getting a lot.
So maybe LA is not a hotspot anymore.
No, LA is definitely a hotspot. If you go to LA, like, it's really, especially like, you know, down in Century City with all the new like modern buildings and all the restaurants, like some of the best food you'll ever eat comes right out of LA.
All right. So why is certain areas of Florida becoming a hotspot? Basically, let's talk about it. No income tax.
Yeah.
So the young people are leaving. And I'm not going to go into the pros and cons, but this is why this is becoming a hotspot. It's because they don't want to be in LA and pay that income tax, or New York and pay that state income tax.
Well, think about it. Even if it's like 50, 75, $100 a week in your check, that can be $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 a month in your pocket. And in some places, that is a good portion of your rent money.
So that's a big one.
Yeah.
Here's one that I kind of agree with. Affordable cost of living compared to other hotspots. Now, affordable cost of living in Florida is going away.
Well,
in certain areas.
In certain areas, it's gone.
But while house prices have risen, Florida is still more affordable places than California and New York.
Well, you get a lot of these younger people now. They come and they're actually buying houses down here because they go, oh, the house is $350,000, $400,000. I got $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. I'll put it down there. If you buy a house and you're 25 or 30 years old and you take a 30-year mortgage, your payments are going to be like $600 a month, you know, maybe $1,000 a month. And they look at it as it's not a lot out of their pocket, where if you had to go pay New York City rent or LA rent, it could be $3,000 a month for a shoebox.
All right, booming job market they have in this list. Florida offers opportunity in tech, healthcare, finance, tourism, attracting young professionals. I agree with that because it was a hospitality kind of industry, but there is more tech moving here. Healthcare is huge here.
Yeah, it is a lot, and they're really good hospitals.
Financing is huge here, and tourism obviously has always been huge here. That's what, you know, and it's attracting young professionals.
Well, they're building down in Miami. There's a section of Miami that's known for the financial district. It has a name to it. I just don't remember what it's called. And you have all the big financial institutions putting up high rises. They're building, you know, office space to take people out of New York and New Jersey and Connecticut.
What about this one? Remote work paradise. Okay, many millennials work remotely and prefer Florida's warm climate over colder states. I agree with that.
I'm one of them. I work remotely, you know. I mean,
Yeah, but you came from Los Angeles.
I did, but the thing is, the only thing is like remote working is you just have to have a good internet, and depending on what you do, like if you're a game developer, you got to have high speed. So there are certain sections of Florida that don't have the greatest internet, but you know, a lot of these people that do remote work, they make good money and they get to have that like work-life balance, you know, where you can go out in the yard. For lunch, they can go swim in their pool. You know what I'm trying to say? And then time to go back to work. Get out of I do it. And go, you know, dry off and go back in the edit suite. I do it all the time.
That's true. I mean, but again, remote work, a lot of people are getting called back to the office.
Well, put it this way, in certain jobs. I mean, there's the whole big thing about the U.S. government bringing everyone back. But the problem is with those people, you see that they aren't working. Like they're not producing anything. I mean, a lot of insurance companies aren't bringing people back into offices. They want you to be at a location because they can see what you're doing. But then, you know, in Hollywood, if you're an editor, a screenwriter, I mean, if you're an actor, a director, a lighting guy, yeah, you're going to a set. You're working.
Okay, year-round warm weather. No brutal winters. Florida sunshine is a major draw for those tired of snow and freezing temperatures. I agree with that one.
100%. Look at it right now. We have beautiful sun coming down on us. Nice breeze.
And it's February, and it's like...
and we're in shorts and
76
nylon
degrees.
Shirts, you know.
Here's another thing that's drawing a lot of young people to make Florida their live-in place. Outdoor lifestyles and beaches. With endless beaches, national parks, recreational activities, Florida offers year-round outdoor living. You know, a lot of these millennials and young people, they like bicycling. They like not so much golf, but they like
Gen Zs, Gen Xs, Gen everything.
They like doing stuff outside, and you know, now we have all these bars, you know, that are out on the beach.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Sit outside,
a lot more now than they've ever had before.
Restaurants that it's outdoor restaurants, you know, and they like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's so many of them. So you can actually get into a lot of these places. It's not like, you know, one hot spot and it's totally overcrowded. There's one after another, you know.
This one I agree with really big too. Thriving entrepreneurial scene. Florida's a hotspot for startups, with cities like Miami becoming a tech hub and supporting small businesses. Florida is very, very business friendly.
It is. And you know what's another thing most people don't know? And I don't want to say it's the number one, but it's up there very high. Florida has the most businesses owned by women in like the whole state. I mean, the whole country.
That?
Yeah, that's a big one. Florida has more businesses.
Where did you see that?
Oh, just go Google it. Florida has more businesses owned by women in the state of Florida than mostly any other state out there.
Okay, yeah, Google that one. Check that one out.
Big for women to open businesses.
Yeah, but it's very friendly.
For anyone really, but it's a lot of women.
Yeah, it's. I believe here, Wyoming, you know, I was self-employed in New York. It was kind of tough there, you know, dealing with them.
I had a place in Los Angeles. Forget it. I had the hoops I had to jump through.
What about this one? The reason why a lot of people moving here: better work-life balance. Many millennials prioritize work-life balance. So Florida, relaxed atmosphere helps achieve that.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying before. Jump in the pool at lunch, go back to work. You know, or when Friday comes around and it's 5 o'clock, it's not freezing out, it's not raining out. I mean, it could be raining, but it won't rain that much. But you can take off and go an hour and be like, hey, we're driving to, you know, for argument's sake, to go across to St. Augustine, or you want to go to Miami, or you want to go to Jacksonville. You can go to Tampa, all within, you know, a short amount of time.
Growing tech industry. Cities like Miami, Tampa are becoming major players in the tech world, attracting young talent. I agree with that one.
Totally, 100%. Without a doubt.
I see that over here. Affordable home ownership compared to other major cities. While home prices are still rising, it's easier still to buy a property in Florida than places like California and New York.
And that's the truth, because like, you know, even in California, for $1 million, you can't even get a garage.
Crazy.
I'm talking about and it's only getting worse now because of all those fires. You know, prices are jumping through the ceiling. Well, you think about it. You could go to the Midwest, right, like Wisconsin, and you could probably buy a decent house for $180,000, $225,000. But what are you doing in Wisconsin? besides freezing in the wintertime.
Well, I've been in Wisconsin.
It's nice. It's farmland, country and stuff. But like, what do you do? You know what I mean? It's like, so even if you come to Florida and Florida costs you half a million, 500,000 for a house, you're getting. If I took my house here or your house, we would have lifted our houses up and all the property we owned, and if I dumped it in Los Angeles or back in Long Island, New York, easily over $2 million.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I didn't pay anywhere near that for it. And it's not worth anywhere near that.
Yeah. No harsh winters or lowering heating costs. It's true. I mean, we talked about weather before, but the heating costs too.
Yeah.
When I lived in New Hampshire, I was paying $500-$600 back then to heat my house.
When I was in Los Angeles, just in air conditioning, right? We used to get the bill from the DWP every 2 months. And my bill in the summer months, which would be like May, June, July, August, all that stuff, I would literally be paying somewhere around $1,000, so $500 to $600 a month in electricity, just because I had to have the air conditioning running. Here, now what I pay here in the hot months is I pay it by the month, but here it's like $154 a month, like nowhere near what I was paying in LA.
Growing arts and culture scenes, that's growing over here. And a lot of young people like that stuff.
Yeah.
Florida is no longer just retired estate. It's vibrant art, music, cultural festivals attract younger crowds.
Yeah. I see a lot of advertising on TV, on like the local Florida channels like ABC, CBS for Florida, with the museum commercials and stuff like that.
We have that Gasparillo.
Yeah, that's Gasparilla. That just happened. The big pirate
in Tampa.
Water in Tampa.
So, yeah, that's true. Here's another reason why a lot of them, again, coming here. Exciting nightlife social scene. From Miami nightlife to Tampa breweries. Breweries are becoming big. I just actually took photos of a brewery for my business. Florida has active social scene for young professionals. It does.
Yeah. We have some brewery up by me, and it's packed every night.
All right, so here's one I agree with, too. Family friendly for future planning. Many millennials are starting families. Florida is great for schools, family-oriented communities. A lot of communities are family-oriented.
Yes, and in certain areas have very good schools.
When they're building these subdivisions now, you'll see them like, some of the subdivisions are so big that they have their own school, but they have playgrounds, they have swimming pool, and during the holidays and stuff, they have like golf cart parades, or on the water, they have boat parades. A lot of stuff, you know? And another thing what millennials really like about moving to Florida is access to international travel. With major airports in Miami, Orlando, Tampa, millennials can travel easily for work and pleasure.
Yeah, and think about it. Even if you just wanted to go to New York from, say, Miami, you're only looking like maybe door to door, 3 hours kind of thing. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Allegiant, I could fly to Portsmouth, New Hampshire on Allegiant right now, $39. I just got the email. $39. You can't bring any luggage, and you can't even carry on. You have to pay. That's where they.
Yeah, but think about it though. It's like, you can be there in 40 minutes, 30 minutes.
No, it's 3.5 hours.
Oh, it is? Okay. But what I'm saying is, but to go from, say, Florida to New York, which you get a lot of people doing that.
Yeah.
If you're coming out of Tampa and you're going to JFK, you're looking at 2 hours out of your day. That's it. You know, you drive to the airport, park your car, get on it, boom, fly out, fly back. And if you're going to LA, it's really not even that bad. You know, you're looking at just a couple hours. I've done it plenty of times.
This one doesn't make sense. I don't even know why they put it on the list. No vehicle emission tests. Unlike other states' strict environmental regulations, Florida lacks emissions testing and saves time and money. You know what? I think they should have emissions testing in Florida.
They should.
Because some of these vehicles that I see on the roads in Florida shouldn't be driving. They're loud, like the mufflers hanging down. Like they're in like bad shape. And I think there should be...
at least every 2 years.
And I'm not big on government interference, but I think, every 2 years, check your vehicle to make sure that you have brake lights working.
Because I was going to say, it's more than just emissions when they do the inspection,
So, but now, other thing too is they're expanding public transit and walkable cities. Like our cities are pretty good walkable. And now we have the train from Orlando to Miami?
You have a train from Orlando to Miami, then they're doing one from Miami to Tampa, and then from Tampa back to Orlando. So it's the triangle. That's what they're building. And you'll be able to, and actually there's a big bike path that's going to follow that too. So if you want to ride your bike, you like where they'll make it like.
We have like the Pinellas Trail here, and the trail in my backyard. I could go freaking.
What is that? Like 125 miles, something like that.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid how long that thing is. Like I go on and I'm like, oh, I better turn around because the battery on my bike's gonna run out.
Yeah, it's like they're building a lot.
Bike, yeah.
Put it this way, we have a lot. Florida has a real lot to offer. Everyone only thinks of two things when they come here. You know, it's like the beach and party. You know, like the bars and the nightclubs, and that's because they always think Miami. You know, they don't realize that there's more to it than just Miami.
All right, here's a big one: sense of freedom and opportunity. Florida offers a lifestyle that allows millennials to live how they want, whether it's city life, beach life, or suburban comfort.
True. I mean, let's be honest. You know, there's a lot of stuff you're not going to get away with. You know, someone will call the local sheriff on you, but there's a lot you can do here. You know that they're not cracking down on you. You know, back in LA, forget it. They used to crack down on it for a state that's supposed to be so liberal and understanding. They had more laws than I could ever imagine. Like they had a law for how much you can breathe in a day. You know, it was like it was so governed. Here, it's a lot more opened up. Like
I said at the beginning of the video, so here's the deal. A lot of people that are living in Florida now that are retiring, they're moving. They're moving to Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina. South Carolina became the #1 go-to state, according to U-Haul's, one-way trips.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing about that, because you got me thinking. Because I knew a lot of people a couple of years ago that were retiring, like from the business I'm in LA, and they were all moving up to Oregon, right? And I was
that's
like,
a California thing.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, but think about it here. If you're retiring, if you've worked your life in Florida and you're going to retire, now maybe about money, without a doubt, and they can get a good price for their property and get someone cheaper, but they want to change of pace. They want to go somewhere else. Check it out.
Florida's not. It's mostly cost. Florida's between homeowners insurance, car insurance, and just the cost of everything. You know, they're going to Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, even North Carolina, and a lot of people that are moving from the Northeast, they're coming down here. They just can't make it because of the heat or whatever, and they're moving to those states, and we call them halfbacks. They don't want to go back to New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, but they'll go halfway back into those states.
Well, you get a lot of them too that when they do move here, they think it's going to be all like jet skis and skiing and parties and on the boat every day, and then they realize like the streets do roll up at 8 o'clock at night.
In some areas, yeah, they do.
You know what I mean? It gets very quiet.
Not Miami, but some other areas they do.
It's very quiet, and it's like, and it's just a normal, like humdrum kind of country-ish life.
Yeah. Anyways, that's today's video. I greatly appreciate you guys watching. Remember, consider subscribing, give it a thumbs up, do a share, and check out this video right here. I picked it out just for you guys, and we'll talk to you next one. Thank you, and have a great day.